You have in America, they call it old money and new money, right? Tech money is new money, right? The oil money and the land money and Texan money and the refineries money, the Rockefeller money is old money, right? The Koch brothers is old money. Now the thing about old money is it stays with the Koch brothers. It doesn't move to the Pepsi cousins. It stays 100 years, 200, 150 years. It stays with the same brothers, same family, stays wealthy. And the more one group of people, 100 families, 200 families, they get wealthier and wealthier. What naturally happens in that society? A larger portion of the wealth is moving up, but there's only limited amount of wealth in a society. So there's a larger portion that is now becoming poorer as they're getting richer, right? The Quran specifically talked about this. Now, one of the solutions in the Quran is actually not the only, but one of them is inheritance law. If I was a trillionaire and I died, what would happen to my wealth? Sharia wise. If Sharia was implemented, what would happen? My mom would get a piece, my dad would get a piece, my brother would get a piece, my sisters would get a piece, my daughters, my sons, my wife, everybody would get a piece, yes? Okay, so now that trillions became billions, because we got broken up. Each one of them got some billions. Now they have marriages, they have children, they have other family ties. They die. What happens? Now that trillions became billions, then became millions because it got distributed. And then it became not hundreds of millions, tens of millions, and then from tens of millions to a few 100,000, and it kept pushing to outside. Within a couple of generations, that wealth concentration got distributed because you don't always marry inside the family, and you have children, you have you know adopted children also that you kafala of. You can give some wasiya to them. إلا أن تفعلوا إلى أوليائكم معروفا. You can give to other causes or whatever. The wealth gets distributed. So 100 years from now, if I was a trillionaire, my great 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 grandchildren are not gajillionaires because the wealth got broken up. This was the Quran's way of making sure oligarchies don't destroy society.